Levier Fine Writing Instruments presents the turning process of a wood vase made from fire wood. The turning process is going to be made in between centers. In this particular case, it is going to be a heavy, unbalanced chunk of wood. For this project, or for this amount of wood that we are going to have on the lathe, it is recommended to use long handle turning tools. In order to find the proper speed for this particular project, it is important to be watching the vibration of our lathe. Reduce the speed in order to reduce the vibration and use that speed as a safety cutting speed. After we have a cylindrical shape, we are going to continue doing the cuts using the spindle gouge, the roughing gouge, and the skew. The skew is going to be used in several ways. We are going to use it to clean the surface. We are going to use it as a scraper in order to blend or to have a continuous cylindrical shape, and also we are going to use it to clean the faces of this wood base. After the cleaning process, we are going to use our skew to make a tenon in order to mount this piece of wood in the 4-jaw scroll chuck. The combination of a heavy piece of wood and the speed of the lathe, it is very important to take always the safety measurements and the safety equipment to avoid an injury during the turning process. As we can see, it takes only one fraction of a second to have an accident. This accident can become a very severe one. Levier exhorts you to use proper safety equipment during every single turning project. After the safety incident and the poor performance of our paring tool, it is now time to stop, do a cleaning of our working area, and retouch our turning tools. Remember, we use a heavy, unbalanced chunk of wood, so our tools will require another sharpening session. Levier has a complete library in how to sharpen all turning tools. These videos are available here in YouTube. Username Levier 2011. The combination of a low-speed water-cooled sharpener in combination with a honing disc will provide a long-lasting cutting edge. In this particular case, the honing disc was developed by Levier. Here, the holding mechanism that we are going to use is the worm screw. We are going to use this particular method similar to the ball turning, but in this particular case, just to avoid another incident like the one that we had several moments ago. We are cleaning the bottom of our base. We need to have a flat surface in order to have the proper accommodation of this vase in a table, in the floor, or wherever our client might want it. Several tools are going to be needed for the internal hollowing of this base. We are using a Forstner bit just as a starting point. The tools that we are going to use are scrapers and the Robert Sorby Halloween Master. We remount the lid of this vase, and now we are using our roughing gouge to do the final shaping of this wood base. Several tools are going to be needed for the final design of this base, including the spindle gouge and the spindle master. The firewood that we used for this project was actually a piece of maple. The grain color was just fabulous, but we are adding some design elements to enrich this wood base. Here we are using the spindle gouge to make a combination of a cove and a bead. Here we are blending the two surface of the base and the lid by the use of the spindle gouge in combination with the spindle master. The final cuts on the lid will provide us a smooth surface. The spindle master is providing a smooth surface that requires almost no sanding. This is how an extreme sharpening tool performs during the turning process. We are using the long point of the skew to make a bead so we can have a better shape or transition between the base and the lid. And here we can see the result without sanding. Progressive sanding is going to be required, and it's going to be made by dry sandpaper. 120 to 600 grits will be more than enough. The last detail that we are adding to the lid is using the texturing tool in order to add a detail to the lid.
I get a good feeling, yeah. Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
The finish that we are applying to this base is going to be a combination of a high gloss polyurethane in combination with red and black dye. We are looking to have the red as the preliminary color and the black only as a base, just to add a little bit of richness or to improve the look of this wood base. Using a foam brush to apply the high gloss polyurethane and a different brush to apply each and dye color. Then we are using a piece of dry paper just to buff the surface.
I feel the same and I wanna meet her. They say she low down. It's just a rumor and I don't believe.
The application of the black dye is just going to be on a random form.
The baddest thing around town. She's nothing like a girl you ever seen before. Nothing you can compare to you.
The last stage on the application of the finish is just to apply a heavy coat of high gloss polyurethane. The end result, another masterpiece made by Levier. If you have any question, comment or concern in regards to this video, feel free to send me an email and I will reply as soon as possible. Levier appreciates all of you that are taking time to see our videos, to the people that are subscribing, and also to the ones that are sending emails and pictures. Thank you very much. As well, we would like to say thank you to our sponsors, our team here at Levier, and our business partners all over the world. Thank you very much.
'Cause every girl here wanna be a. Oh, she